Good morning, all.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to today's webinar. That is the recent trends and career opportunities in solar energy. I take this opportunity to welcome today's resource person, Sri Govardhan BS sir. He is the president of Nirvana Foundation. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
I also welcome our beloved principal, Dr. Anandamma ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
I also welcome the HODs of Commerce and Management, Kusma ma'am, and the Science HOD, Aruna ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am. And I also welcome all the faculty members of NCMS and the students of NCMS who are in the part of today's webinar. I request Santosh sir to introduce our today's chief guest. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, sir. It's my great pleasure to introduce our chief guest. Mr. Govardhan has an electrical engineering and management background and has received solar training from Schuko International KG, Germany. His core competence is in the designing and building of integrated PV systems and has independently designed, integrated, and has managed large SPV projects. He is one of the prolific solar PV trainees in India. Prior to this assignment, Mr. Govardhan had held a senior position in Sun Energy India Renewables Private Limited in collaboration with DuPont Apollo USA. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can I start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you for my introduction, and also thank the management for giving this opportunity to serve the student community. Okay, so first of all, Nirvana Foundation introduction. I don't want to spend much time. People can go to the website and understand what you have done for last 10 years. Okay, now we have thousands of people we have placed in companies and also help them into building their career, that is businesses. Okay, that's what our more focus, because most of the people wants to be on their own. That is the aspiration, but some reason they'll end up becoming employee. Okay, so this particular presentation is basically on so what is job opportunities, business opportunities in solar energy field. Okay, I'm not been touching only solar. So we are into sustainable technology. So this anyway, this Nirvana Foundation we started 10 years back, and more emphasis on practicals. Okay, we have a network with a lot of industries, and we also do certain projects, because we are not just only in education. We are also doing projects so that we can keep our students community to get some projects, live things to be done. So that's what we are very popular, because only purely take it academic means they don't have experience in doing practical. So for the students' sake, we are all taking projects and also associating with many other companies where they are doing projects, so that we'll give them manpower or execute the project on temporary basis. Okay, so now this is for the student. Anyway, we'll have question and answer session, and so I'll navigate through this. What is the opportunities in renewable energy? I'm also talking about other things in the future, that is water. Okay, water energy are related, and also now we are all talking about something called energy storage, because now the solar energy is almost reached maturity in India, especially the megawatt scale, because many installations happened, but now the bottleneck is for the evacuation of power. So now everyone is thinking about storing energy instead of giving to the grid. So this solar and wind energy has got its inherent problems of intermittency, because it gives at certain time, and especially night time it doesn't give solar especially. So whenever we require 365 days. So for that, this new thing is coming up. So worldwide, they're all talking about this hydrogen fuel, so that you can use as a liquid hydrogen fuel and run vehicles, okay, large vehicles. So we'll talk about that also briefly. So now this is about this career opportunities in the solar energy field. Before that, I like to have interaction later also. Some people may not be interested in solar. I'm not telling you that everyone should come for solar energy. Even if you are based on your talent, your passion or interest, I can guide you. Okay, later they want to go into something IT related, but renewable energy. All those things I'll help them. So if you can kindly, I think already the management has done to get the your interest, that is in terms of email ID, phone number. This is already shared already. If you want, you can. I will pause for some time. You can take a photograph. This is QR code, and I think this link is also there. I can even share the link later. Mr. Santosh will be doing it also anyway. Okay, yeah. So now this is. I think I'm just running this because now we are started this activities like hydrogen energy introduction to this, along with our conventional training, that is PV-Syst is one software. Okay, all these things anyway, I will touch upon this later on, and especially when you come back to me. So first of all, let us start with this, why you people have come for higher education. I consider your degree is still as a higher education, because people used to stop at 10th standard. Many people will stop at 10th or 12th, but you have gone ahead and joined degree, engineering, and any degree now it is also like engineering only, because they are going to introduce like one more year. Because in other countries they think engineering is only education, because there in other countries the education is like that is 12 plus 4. Okay, 12 plus 4, that is what. But here it is 12 plus 3 actually. So the anyway it is going to become 4. So IT companies, that's the reason they are taking mostly people, because it's an international standard. They require 12 plus 4 years of education to go into IT. I'm talking about IT because IT is still paying huge amount because we are exporting our services. So we are getting dollars. So that's what the difference between the IT people and the other jobs. Other jobs are very important. It's paying and it is also consistent and secure jobs. But only thing is you don't get that much of salary. Okay. Anyway, why you come for study whatever, like of course engineering or even non-engineering subjects like information technologies and electronics and communication or commerce, all this. What is the reason? So you all come because some your friends are joining or they are becoming engineers, or your parents are told. So there must be some reason why is this exactly. Okay. So the even anything. I mean, just I'm telling you more engineering only. So even the science graduates or whatever they're telling, learning, that's biotechnology, physics. Okay, why they're coming for higher education? They want to be placed. This is what actually most of the people are ambitious. They want to go for big companies, okay, and work there. Mostly they're all, again, the first priority all over India is Bangalore. For some reason, I don't know. So Bangalore, even from Delhi people, Mumbai or whatever, they talk about Bangalore. That's a priority actually. Delhi and other cities, they're always looking towards cities only. So this is what actually this aspiration, and want to earn 6 figures. Okay. So everyone wants, this is the target, this is the goal, ultimate goal. But for some reason, they may not achieve this goal. So, and this want to settle, and some people want to go abroad. Okay. Of course, some people will go and earn, dollars, in terms of dollars. And after this, they want to, maybe after 5-6 years of, settling in these companies, they want to settle in mostly all metropolitan and, have a large house and family, and they settle. This is your ultimate goal, most of the people. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. It's the right, actually, right approach. Okay. So then, okay, now coming to this, how much you spend on your studies. Okay, now I'm considering 2 plus 4. So you have to spend a amount, I mean, good amount of money, okay, whether it's a government, okay, if it is a government quota, of course, I'm talking about high-end courses, okay, there are some courses which is much cheaper also. So you have to spend time in terms of not only what you pay for tuition fees, you should also consider the travel cost, your food cost, so many things, books and everything. And many people will be paying at this amount, okay. So nothing wrong to taking money also, because we require money to, we have to give facilities. So there are, ultimately you will get back this money. Even the doctors in medical education, they spend much more. So now, so you want to, after you complete, so how much you are going to get? Okay, you are spending anyway. So how much normally you are going to get back? Many jobs are peanuts. Okay, you don't get actually, but you spend much. This is what is the reality. Okay, that again depends on your skills. If you have good skills, you earn money. So this is some data actually. Like I have some data. Many students come out of university. This 20 lakh graduates. Okay, that is including nursing, everything. All. It's not engineering alone or science. Everything. This is an approximately 20 lakh in India. They come, and out of that, about 17,000 to 14,000. I mean, plus 14,000. They all go abroad because they got some access. Money is there. They go. Okay. So approximately 1 lakh people, they go abroad, and nearly 19 lakhs people will be in the country, and they will be looking for a job, and some of them going for higher education. Okay. Some percentage, okay, maybe some 20% of them going for higher education. The remaining left is, for scouting for job. Okay, so this is about the engineers. India produces over 5.58 lakh engineers per year, and ready to job employment. Okay, what you call employability. Okay, it is just less than 2.68% according to NASCOM. Okay, and remaining out of that 17.45 employable in IT sector. So this I'm talking about job means most of the high paid job, that is six figures. Okay, that is all comfortable. Remaining are struggling. People are paycheck to paycheck or something like that. So my presentation is people to comfortably earn good income. Okay, that is what is, and create jobs. So that's what our, so what is the scenario we are telling about this? So nearly 3.5 approximately in this can be trained and deployed on projects. Okay, they are very trainable. So this is the data, and 2.6% is employable in IT companies, which required, they should computer skills. Okay, I'm telling you this comparing, because why we should not get the same salary parity of IT to other. It's possible actually. So that's what I'm trying to tell. So this is something approximately. So 1 in 4 graduates, okay, that is are employable, and remaining 3, okay, out of that actually will be, they require. That's what 30% approximately. Remaining 70% looking for a job. This is the plight of our your brothers and sisters. You must be seen, because they're all dissatisfied, many of them. So somehow they land up in something, some of the job which they are not interested. Maybe in a courier company, some delivery company, some transport company, or something like that. So nothing wrong in all those things, but we should be able to grow in that. Okay. So and according to, because of this, there is another imbalance, that is the industry found that the skill development actually council has come out, and they made a research, and there are a lot of upskilling is required in other sectors. Many things are there, like leather industry, garment industry. I got this data. I mean, like this full lot of employment opportunities are there, but those companies, employers, that sectors are always complaining, quality of people coming from the universities, because they lack certain things. There is a mismatch So this is what actually, so for that reason, government has started what is known as Skill India program. Okay, many people have got a benefit out of that. A lot of practicals. Okay, there are many centers are there, and it is almost free, and people get skilled in that, and then they get into the jobs. So this is what they are doing, including here there will be a solar and renewable energy also. So based on the industry, there's a number of people required is all mentioned here. Anyway, this data is available in the domain, public domain. This Niti Aayog and all these things, and you can just understand. So let us not dwell into the details of this, but there is a study, because we just go and ask employers. There is another. If you just talk about student, this talk about job, and if you just come to the companies and especially SMEs, small and medium industries, they are all complaining with the people. The student, they come and they always tell they don't have the skill, they have to be trained, and they will, after getting certain knowledge, they quit. So the iteration and all these, lot of problems are there. So we are creating, closing that gap actually. So that's what. And whoever studied, none of them want to, go back to the village and stay and take care about their farming or whatever the job. None of them want to do it actually. So they want to come always into places like Bangalore, because job opportunities are not there. So our job, that is what, Skill India program, we should create jobs in tier 2 cities, villages, instead of, congesting these cities like Bangalore. So a lot of problems are there in the cities, as you know. So we want to create, jobs in those places, and you want to create reverse migration. So this is, and people doesn't want to stay there because of various reasons. So this is what actually. So now this Dr. Ramodara is a former advisor. It is earlier when this started, I had taken actually Skill India. So 1.5 crores jobs per year the next decade, provided if you just give the training. So we have to create that much job. Okay, so to make our economy run. So this is what, because of that they just started this. So this is what this, because of this reason, and the Skill India. So we are also part of Skill India, private people and the government. Okay, now whatever we are doing, we are to, this data will be given to the government. So how much jobs are created or not. So skills are required, because the university, that whatever you study theoretical is very important. That's all based on that. We are, what industry is required, we are going to train and put you into the job. Not much, taking much time. Some 3-4 months, 6 months maximum. Okay. Now coming to the our thing, like renewable energy sector. So what does the basic human needs actually? So why this renewable energy is very important, solar energy. So basically the food, clothing and shelter, these are the main thing. All this requires the main, the input for this industries is electricity. Take it for shelter. Okay, you require air conditioning, the lighting, internet, okay, and production of clothes, garments, food. All this requires electricity. Electricity is the main thing. And so where it comes mostly, as you know, the 60 to 70, 60% now, 60, 70 it was, but now it is less than 60%. It comes from fossil fuel like coal. Okay, and you know that, these are all basically imported from Australia, and we are spending a lot of money on foreign exchange, and not only it will be adding to carbon dioxide and creating a lot of global warming, and all these problems are there, that. So government of India also is signed in Paris recently to cut down the carbon emission. All these things, they are all the programs, whatever is based in keeping in mind this global warming. Okay, that is also, is not only jobs we are talking about, it's a very important industry. So if you produce energy out of renewable, we can solve all these problems, because whatever thermal power, for example, I'm just giving you, so 1 kilowatt hour, 1 units of energy, we are spending water also. So I'm spending water. So what for water is consumed for producing power in thermal station. It is not for steam turbine. So quenching the dust and cleaning and all those things. So this is an average 3.5 to 8 liters of water is consumed. That means whenever you consume electricity, you are also spending on water, and it is also adding to other form water shortages. So you have to save energy. So there is a lot of opportunity to save energy. Energy saving is another thing. It is not only production of energy, clean energy. You should also save whatever you produce. And all the form of electricity requires water, including solar PV system. The least energy water consumption is the solar PV system. It requires small quantities of water, especially DM water, that is called, to clean the panel. Okay, so wherever the plant is put, we require small quantities of water, borewell or whatever, and it's to be demineralized, because the hot water will create scaling. So, but other, the largest one is this thermal. Nuclear also takes a lot of water. Water is a requirement for for running the, and even solar thermal, that is concentrated, that requires water, because the steam, you have to produce steam out of solar energy. So the PV system is the most the least energy water consumed actually. And because of that, all this problem, global warming and all this, it creates drought and floods. Okay, now you see sometimes you have drought, sometimes more floods in some region, and this is the problem. So that's the reason we require to go into this. And now in many in urban area, we lost a lot of lakes, and because of global warming, because proper rains are not coming, and people are encroached water channels, whatever coming into the lakes, they are encroached the places, and all these problems are there. So now it also create, water is not in the rain, sufficient rains are coming. Exactly the rain, whatever, because whatever evaporated, it has to come. But it comes at some time, every some season, it will be that you can't catch it. So what will happen because of that? That we will have this urban flooding. And these are again major problems. So whatever I'm talking about, the problems can be an opportunity, because that much job can be created. Lot of jobs will be there, because we have to make lot of roads. So now many jobs are created by government, especially making roads, and that another 20, 30 years work will be there. So this is what we have to mitigate water scarcity by adopting this renewable energy sector. I'm talking about renewable energy only, because if we're not adapting, you're going with petrol, burning of fossil fuel, all this will happen. So I'm talking about electrical vehicles and all this kind of thing. So now yesterday, 2 days back, I've seen that by 2030, the major there is a paradigm shift actually. That is, you are going to replace these vehicles, petrol vehicle by these electrical vehicles. Just another 5-6 years. So there is a disruption in this automobile industry. So and you have to face that actually. So that is again opportunity for us when we see that's what you to. So do you call all these things, whatever we talked about, the way we are going with conventional energy, and people coming to city and creating pressure on the cities of water depletion, all this, people are struggling. Do you call this sustainable development? Do you call it as economical growth? People, in the government and some metrics company like Moody's and all these people, they're talking about the economic growth and all those things. So the growth is there, but we don't have quality of life. So to address this, our organization are started careers or businesses in this water, energy, and renewable energy especially. So we are just giving training, awareness to the public, as well as for the people to start businesses and create employment and start living sustainably. So for this, so what we have done is, these are the problems. So n number of opportunities are there. So we started this designing and installation of photovoltaic last 10 years. But now, as I told you, this has reached a maturity. But now we are adding many other things, which is hydrogen storage. We'll talk about that hydrogen storage because it is not lithium-ion battery or any other form of energy. The hydrogen storage is much better. So all that we'll be talking about in our training program. So now, what are the opportunities? Where are the application of solar energy? Already we are using solar energy from centuries or some millions of years. When the evolution, its life itself is harnessing solar energy. That is a forest or whatever we are getting benefits of forest or the agriculture is all related to solar energy only. So coming to the humans applying the energy in this form of the heating of water. These are the things, solar water heating. So maybe 20 years back, 25 years back, we already started using it. Many homes have got this water heater because very much important because we used to use a lot of firewoods, and now later on they started using some electrical coils, which is very dangerous. So 25 years back, many houses at this time, especially electricity companies, to face problem. What was known as voltage problem, load. That is always the voltage is coming down, very low voltage. They are calling it a low voltage problem, and many because of the suddenly there is a peak demand during morning time. So when they introduced this solar heater after some 4 or 5 years, in especially I saw this in KPCL, Karnataka Power Corporation and all, because they have got control room. They found that morning earlier that is it was peaking up actually, but after some time introduction of solar heater, it was reduced actually, because to run a certain normal load, we had to we should have some infrastructure, but only when peak, and that peak is not utilized, underutilized. Because for electrical supply company, you should have a consistent power, always constant flow of power. But that will not happen because there is suddenly at certain time the peak and all those things. So that's not good for them. So what they done, they shaved off actually, they cut off by reducing the demand by using solar heater. So that's a promising with that. They were giving a lot of incentives. So many companies have started earlier, like the government made it mandatory, the solar heaters, and now even the first priority for a building now water heater, because we consume a lot of energy even in some places like where they don't use, in Kerala, in Mangalore earlier days they are not using hot water for bathing purpose because they are using whatever the water, because there's not of temperature much difference. They are just using cold water itself for bathing purpose. So now this has become a very important product actually. So many companies are there. Then the space heating. Okay, this again, most of the Western countries are in some places ill towns. Okay, like Ooty, or it can Siliguri and all these places. In abroad, they use space heating by using solar energy. A lot of science will be behind this actually. Then space cooling. Again, the cooling we can harness directly the solar water heating system, solar thermal into cooling system, and the solar thermal conversion for large capacity. This is called concentrated photovoltaic. So this is again goes for the larger plants, larger power production, because it is for small it is not possible. The parabolic concentrators, and it's a gigawatt level. It is economical. There is something called plant power factor. So that is good, 20% or something like that. So that is only for high irradiance area like Rajasthan and deserts, in California and all these places. Over this solar thermal, the best one is photovoltaic, because this works even in a diffused light condition. We don't require high direct normal incident. This photovoltaic works in even countries where there is very less irradiance, like Germany, Spain, Italy, India, much more. It is India and other similar solar belt countries. Okay, so it is growing very fast. Last, if you compare the few years, last year they installed, in spite of this COVID, they installed very big number of capacity, total capacity. Now around 270 gigawatt we are reached already. So now our target is 600 gigawatt by 2030. So that's a completely everywhere. That is almost you are utilizing the solar energy. The potential in India, 600 gigawatt is the potential. That is a free place, that is free space, that is on the rooftops of government buildings, and also if you consider wastelands. Okay, we can't put all the wherever there's space available, because the forest land is there, and we have agriculture land. We can't put it. Okay, wherever this is not possible, agriculture is not possible. We're considering that 600 gigawatt is the potential for our country. The study is being made, and this will take another 5-6 years to complete that actually. Then we have some other methods like solar distillation, solar pumping, agriculture and industrial processing. Okay, now we are going to talk, like for example, now we are come out with a product now. This one, you all come from many of the students are from agricultural family. So what are the problems they are facing? So for example, the main problem is not the problem with deficient production of crop due to drought, due to pest or some other problem. Because some 20 years back, we already entered green revolution. We have got a technology to grow millions of tons. Okay, the main problem is plenty. Okay, plenty is becoming a problem nowadays, because we overproduce, and when you produce more, the cost will come down. The cost will come down in such a way that whatever your input cost will not be coming, actually will not be getting. And they don't control this because we don't have any unity. You take for example cement or petroleum products. It was happening sometimes back, and petrol was America was exploiting. They were all extracting. They got a lot of resource, but what they done is they wanted these Middle East people to extract everything and give it actually, because they know that after some time this is going to be depleted. So because of this, one educated person, Arab, he started this what is known as OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Country. When they created, and this become big alert actually, they become enemy. They started creating all this problem because these people become organized. That means these OPEC people, they understood, then they started telling you should not do this way, produce more, you have to control. Okay, so they started controlling. Okay, that's barrels per year, and OPEC, all these OPEC countries, Nigeria is also there, Saudi Arabia, many countries are there, oil producing country, Egypt and all these people, and they started becoming rich. Till then, they were all, although they were resources of power, they are these Western countries are exploiting. That means they started controlling. Okay, they are telling that you have to control the production. So, and storage, okay, they have to store it and only at proper quantity. So that's not happening with agriculture. I'm just giving an example. It is not happening with agriculture. So because we can't store it, that's the main problem. Store or whatever we don't have control to produce whatever the people require, because somebody grows tomato, sometimes the cost is low at the time, very high, and everyone start producing tomato. So these kind of problems have come. So wherever there is a technology to store, control, they become rich. So cement, anything like medicine, they got all these cartels, they got unity, they got an association. So they are able to control, but in case of farmers, it is not there. So they are suffering. Recently the tomato price in Kolar, I think there was a heading like, Kolar farmers in soup. Okay, these are the problems actually. So now, if you control the production, now there is a lot of technology. Recently I attended a seminar, like, some exhibition in this horticulture society, that is this Government of India, IAHR. So they had annual exhibition and conferences and all. So they released one app actually. So this app is again technology. So you can use those kind of apps, develop that app. So people are required, youngsters are required to develop this app and use that, utilize that app. That is whatever you grow, before growing, you can, upload the details, how much acreage of land you are planning to do. All the data will be there, but farmers can't understand that data analytics. If you use that effectively, you can control this. So another way of controlling this products, whatever products produced, is what is by using what is known as solar dehydrating equipment or solar dryer. So we have come out with, especially in Bangalore where we stay, there are two companies. We have come out with an equipment which will, use that all excess tomatoes, onion, even the some leafy vegetables and many things. So we have studied actually each crops has got different techniques. So energy consumed, saved a conversion 60% efficiency, because solar thermal compared to photovoltaic. Photovoltaic is only 16 to 17% now commercially. A conversion, solar thermals are much better. So instead of converting, getting the electricity and drying it out and all this things. So in the farms, in the villages, we can dry that all this are dehydrated by using this equipment and store it and sell it to countries like Middle East or even in countries, even in our towns, and store it for nearly 5 years. So whenever the price, there is a deficient of production, we can sell those dehydrated, dehydrated and fresh is not much different. Just add water and you can prepare that actually. So a good shelf life, 5 years. So we have the technologies and developed by people like you only, all engineers and scientists who come out of the universities that develop. So that is one product I'm telling you, and there are a lot of technology, science, what you have studied. There is black body absorption. There will be the air humidity, to take out the humidity. So we have to have an instrumentation to control that humidity. And then the solar is not consistent. Okay, so it is going up and down. So we want consistent, and it has to be working 365 days. So for that we have added an hybrid. So use electricity 20 to 30% only, and by using that is something called heat pump technology. So heat pump is one technique. There's a reverse of refrigeration, and we take the heat from the ambient temperature and we put into the air or water. That's a heat pump. So you might have not heard of that heat pump actually. So it saves electricity to nearly 70%. Only 30% energy you have to put to run the compressor and the fan, and the remaining heat is extracted from the atmosphere. It can be ambient heat or from the exhaust of a chimney or the air conditioner or whatever, or even the solar energy. And we use, so using that we have this equipment and the solar pumps and all this kind of things, solar furnaces. Now for melting silicon, we require a lot of energy has to be put. That is coal and all those things. So now we have converting this solar by using thermal. We can melt the silicon. Solar cooking is also a good application in temples by using thermal these concentrators. And now we have got evacuated tubes. All these are coming in the market, but there is certain problems in utilized in homes and all. But it is, if it is a commercial scale, the solar cooking can be done. This is what we are going to stress on: the solar hydrogen, this conversion of the solar energy into hydrogen. It's called green hydrogen. This is something which is promising and very going to be a big industry. So we are going to focus on that, how to convert hydrogen. See, you have the other method, lithium-ion battery, to lithium-ion battery or sodium-ion batteries are coming up to store the energy, but it has got its own inherent drawbacks like density. It will not take up that much of energy in a given space. For cars and two-wheelers are okay, but when it comes to trucks or even trains, so even the goods trains, it is not electrified actually. It is only for the passenger, the metros and bullet trains and all. It is electrification. It runs on electricity, but for goods, to run goods, it is still diesel. So whatever we are getting goods from one place to another, we are using diesel locos. Okay, that is, we 2-3 locos, we put it and then pull the goods actually. So now if you use electricity is not possible, because we require thick conductors, whatever that electrical line done by the railways is, that will not take that that kind of load to run the goods train. I was thinking, they are able to run the goods also. It's not possible. So whatever the railways still use diesel actually. So now this in Germany and all these countries, they're talking about hydrogen, because it's safer actually, more than the passenger. The safety people, as soon as we talk about hydrogen, they talk about the what is our safety. So there are a lot of things are coming. There is a production of hydrogen, then storage of hydrogen, and also delivery. All this will come. There are a lot of technology, many supply chain. So the petrol, whatever we're using, is also a dangerous. Okay, we are sitting always on bomb. Okay, so all that we are overcome. Okay, so the new technologies are there. So we will be discussing about all this thing. Then solar greenhouses. There is something called hydroponics. Okay, last mile, 0 mile cultivation. So that's what WTO wants our India to do that actually. That is, if you want to bring the products from different like exotic fruits, and especially certain fruits are there, fruits and vegetables. If you get from different place, very long route, the cost will become high. So all that can be produced by using something called hydroponics. So we are also given knowledge in hydroponics. I think what is that hydroponics. So in hydroponics, we are going to use only 20% of the water required as a conventional agriculture, especially horticulture. Okay, that we are also going to. So that is also indirectly it is a solar energy only, because there we pumping the electronics dosing and all this kind of thing. We can use the solar energy, and even the controlling the light. It's all nothing but solar energy. So all that we will be talking about. Somebody wants the course and special knowledge on that. We'll be planning to give this actually. So these are the opportunities on solar energy. Okay, for upcoming. And now I will tell you what actually we are teaching in this the solar power products. That is this is one, the number 5. I'm only talking about, because these are all there, but now we are focusing on this only solar power product, that is converting sunlight into photovoltaics. So we have these inverters and the panels, and we are going to talk on how this is manufactured, how the solar cells are fabricated, where it is fabricated, and what is done in India. All that will be talked in our course actually, and we are going to really work on this. We are going to connect it, measure the voltages, open circuit voltage. So all these things will be understanding. The solar panel component manufacturing is MMS, module mounting structure, charge controller, inverters, batteries, then standalone products about like the street lights, traffic lights, then all these ATMs, then on-grid. What is on-grid and off-grid system, captive power system, domestic off-grid, where is off-grid system is required, what is the metering scheme. All this will be dealt in our courses. If you apply anywhere, okay, you can study. Why? See, all this can be studied in your book also, but main thing is a practical. Okay, this all we require experience in the field. So that's what we come in actually. So we require, since we got experience, we got equipments, we got tools, we got running project, we have got already installed projects. So you can learn very fast, rapidly. And what are the problems people have come across that we need not repeat it actually. So now people learn very smart way, and implement this actually. So again, I will not touch into this. These figures are maybe of little higher. They have done some research actually. The Center for Environmental Research and Education, they're talking about by 2030 to 40, all these jobs in the green energy sector. There's a lot of jobs. Industries, wants to, manufacture. Now, Government of India making is this COVID came anyway, but that's also we should look into this as an opportunity. But this time they would have put like manufacturing solar cell. Solar cells still come from 80 to 90% still come from China, Taiwan, or China or Taiwan, whatever other Asian countries. But in India, what's the problem? why they're not able to produce. So we'll all discuss about that. So we are going to, make in India. Make in India is another opportunity for you. So these are the opportunity, polysilicon feedstock that is from the sand to this, and then manufacturing the solar grade wafers, solar cell production. So these are the product opportunities, okay, where you can work or you can start your businesses. Then cell manufacturing, then cell and manufacturing modules. Then after modules are manufactured, EPC company, that is erection, procurement and construction. They are called integrators. So you can work in these companies as production person or installation or in marketing, all this financing, distribution, repairs. Every home requires, every building. So now it has become very economical. A lot of finance is also available. So these are the opportunities the government has seen and private sector has seen this, and we have got all the information regarding the opportunities in the job. And then we are going to place people, okay, after the training, we will definitely help the people. We'll motivate, not only give technical knowledge, we are also giving soft skills, how to, make a presentation to the customer, how to give a proposal. We are using some tools, software tools to make the proposal attractive. So we have some certain software which is made in India product also. Earlier, PV-Syst is one industry standard from Germany. It's a very expensive software, but still it in megawatt scale they still use it. But here some IIT people, IIT Kharagpur people have developed what is this product called the Solar Lab. It's a tool within small few hours of spending, you can design a system and give a proposal to the customer, because customers who are buying is ultimately interested in how much it is going to cost and how much is the returns, how much he is going to save every year. That's what is very important for them, and what are the benefits. So we are going to focus on that. So now in our program, these are the topics we are going to cover. That is about the meteorology, about the cells physics of the solar semiconductor, about the electrical aspect, that is the converting DC into AC, it's called inverters, and all that, synchronization of that. Then we have the software, that SCADA, remote monitoring system, how we are going to physically install it, design all these things. So our practical approach is mostly that's what known for actually. So we'll be taking up projects, and we'll be putting you as internship students. We'll ask you to do certain projects. So in our website, we have a lot of photos we have captured, which is done by our students only. So we are all this focusing on this actually. So now so these are the things, okay, wind, all the opportunities, and these are the photo shots of all our earlier students, which many are there, but I am not able to show this actually. So designing, installation, okay. So you can go to our website and understand what is this, the opportunities in, what are the things you can learn. So now we are launching through again online. Okay, now you can tell me now. So what's happening now? Somebody was mentioning, we are stuck in the home. You are stuck in the home, or you are safe in the home. Which is the correct one actually? That depends on how you look into this actually. Some people cry, we are stuck in the home. So some people will, we are safe in the home. Okay. Now consider, you are safe in the home, and world is shut down. The complete world is shut down for renovation. Think that it is gone for renovation, and they'll come back again. Grand opening. Okay. When they open grandly, there are many opportunities for you. So they're going to clean up everything. They clean up. So anything, any shop, any theater, anything is closed. I think it is happening. Any renovation will keep happening. So something like that, the world is getting renovation now. So think that way. And now when you are in renovation, you enjoy, you will be in the home and do what? You are going to spend on upgrading your knowledge, your skill. So that's what even the people who are already working, they are also upskilling, because it is not only while you're working busy, you should also invest your time. Around 10% of your money and time for always upskilling. Whoever already in the in the professional job who are earning, we recommend what the management tells. You should keep on. Otherwise, you will not be in the business. You will be getting outdated because the knowledge is expanding at a rate of doubling every 3 years. Now it was 5 years. It has become to 2.5 years or something like that. It is doubling every 2.5 years. The knowledge is doubling. Okay, various things are artificial intelligence, quantum computing, renewable energies, electrical vehicles, then waste management, and now there is an opportunity in medical sector. Okay, the hospital modernization, then disposable things, and then equipment for diagnosing, pharmaceutical production, and so many things. Okay, so there are a lot of opportunities, and now we'll be launching the series of online courses. Then also when the lockdown is over, we will be calling you to for our activity, practical activity. Even otherwise, okay, I'll give some tips. Okay, many people lack this actually because they're all good in calculation or doing on paper, but when you give certain work activity to do physically, they'll fail actually. So sitting in your home, I will give certain projects. Okay, whatever available, if you can spend some money, I will, you have studied about electrolysis and all this breaking of hydrogen, water into hydrogen and oxygen. Theory, you know a lot of theory. I'll ask you to make one prototype and, taking all the junk material available in the sun. You are going to struggle actually because a lot of things you can learn in that. So depending on the plate thickness, the plate area, the voltages, all that, I can give theoretical background. You can do it before you could really come to what is happening, what is the professional equipment available in the market. So we will teach you certain practically, do it from DIY kits and all this thing I'm going to tell you. So we are approaching practical way. There is nothing called a theory, everything is practical. Okay, so I'm going to stop my presentation. Now over to our audience for any questions. Okay, Mr. Ajit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving a wonderful insights of renewable energy, especially the solar energy and the opportunities.
Okay.
Before we take up the QA, I request our principal to address the gathering. Ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Sir, thank you very much for the wonderful session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because I was listening to the session throughout. So like there are a lot of opportunities that are coming up and the usage of solar energy. So alternative ways of generating and using solar energy. And you also spoke about internship opportunities for our students, which is really very useful for them. So thank you for your time and sharing your knowledge as well. And I thank the team for organizing this wonderful session. Thank you. Students, I hope this will be very useful for all of you. Please utilize the opportunity whenever it is available for you. Please encash the opportunities that you get. Don't think like, you're stuck at home or stuck in home or something like this. You're safe at home. All of us know that. Please enjoy this stay at home in a fruitful learning. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Students, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourselves and you can ask the questions to the sir, or you can also put it in the chat box. Anybody has any queries?
So now I want to give some prizes for people. Okay, just send me your address and whoever, some 10 books I'm going to give it. I written a book. I think you're able to see my this one, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is how to make money in solar energy. Okay, the authors are there. You just check in the Amazon. It is available. I'll give some free 10 copies. Please participate. Okay, whoever or have got courage to, you should be very inquisitive. Okay, the main thing, what do you call a curiosity. Okay, so this is what is we should develop curiosity. Okay, what we are doing, what I can give you. Okay, I'm telling you, I got a lot of connection with recent before the this lockdown, what the project we did is a 50 kilowatt PV system at IAC Engineering, this material science department, IAS Indian Institute of Science. Okay, they are going to put another 50 kilowatt, expand it later. I will when you do that, we'll take you there also. So this book, you please respond to me. In terms of all this thing, I will select some people. I want more questions. Okay, who are going to handle it? You should have a lot of something I talked about agriculture. Okay, how we can you can have an installation of this unit actually, that is dehydration. So you must be having some questions. I thought like that. Okay, or about jobs and what do you do after your BSc or BCA. All these questions you can whatever. Don't hesitate. It may be wrong. Please take come as a you learn to be proactive in all these things. Okay, you are very simple. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿ ಯಾವ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. You can even chat. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, people may from other state also. I don't know. ಈ ಕೋಲಾರಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಸರ್?
ಸರ್, ಇದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ದು ಅವಿಭಜಿತ ಕೋಲಾರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆನೇ ಸರ್. Okay.
So Kolar is, I really appreciate people of Kolar because they are very innovative, and largest production of vegetables is from Kolar actually, tomato especially.
Yes, sir, tomato.
You know that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also the water they manage very well. And there are a lot of things talked about Kolar people. And many, they are very proactive. And I think you people should show some way to other farmers also. I love to work with farmers, okay, especially this. I was really seeing how these crops, the vegetable keep coming up and down. Some people are telling, it's become cheap and all this kind of thing, and it would be better to take it. I was telling why we should be cheap and we should pay more. So we are paying more for all this medicine and car, petrol and all. Every time it is going up, but for the farmers, it is not going up actually. If you pay more, of course, it's going to pinch us. I will tell you there is economics how it works. You pay more for food, some percentage of our income. If you pay more, what happens? It is going to farmers. The farmers will be having money, and they become rich slightly. They grow economically. They grow, and they got a what is that purchasing capacity? Okay, they got buying power. So they will buy certain things from you. And purchasing power is there, and how this economy will grow again. So our products are moving actually. So rural economy has been increased, and we can also make business. So when you increase the purchasing power of farmers, our market will also grow. Okay, so our cars, our medicine, our whatever electronic equipment, everything. Students in the questions,
yes sir. Sir, we have the chat box.
Yes, sir. Chat box I can
read it, sir. I have the provision to read it. I'll just put the question there.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the job opportunities that is available, especially at the rural sector?
ರೂರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಈಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಇದು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೂರಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಈ ತರ ಹೇಳಿದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ರೈತರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ನೀವು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದು ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಬೇರೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು we can address that actually. We can give you that equipment. So right now the job opportunities are there. Now there are many companies are coming up. Okay, many companies are small industries are coming up. So you can get into that jobs actually. So there will be like street light maintenance or this. I'm just talking about hydroponics. All this kind of business you can start, or you can work for the companies with them actually. So there will be a lot of job opportunities actually. So something like maybe a few hundreds in taluks. Okay, because all the government sectors, they're all installing solar PV systems and all this thing. So that's what you have to contact me actually. So when you contact me, I will tell you which jobs, when all this, I can tell you about this.
Okay, sir. Thank you. There is one more question where how backlog students can take up this field. Is there any cutoff percentage for taking up this course in case if any courses are available?
See, our course is from starting with 10th standard to even PhD people are come here. Okay, depending on, see, you should have passion. So different level. So in this industry, we require even PhDs and even the 8th standard. Okay, depending on their skill, I'm going to put in that actually. Somebody has to be a logistics, only to handle the the equipment to be moving from one place to another. So 10th standard is more than enough. Somebody, even a 10th standard person is able to upskill actually. So if you have a backlog, not a problem. Try to first finish it out. Whatever you don't incomplete, complete parallel. We can also do this actually. So you first of all general introduction and general course I'll give it. Depending on their skill, maybe he is a commerce graduate. So for him, I will specially train him to maybe is good in, depending on his skill set. I will guiding actually. So I do the counseling. It's a one-to-one. It's not all generic. Okay, so we will maybe in marketing department or in purchase department, in design, all depending on their caliber, their interest. So we'll do that way.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Are there any questions? Yes, Pallavi Gowda, you can unmute yourselves.
Kelly,
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೋರ್ ಮೋಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಅದು ರಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಸರ್?
ಏನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ?
ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೋರ್ ಮೋಟಾರ್ಸ್ ನ ಫಾರ್ 12 hours ಡೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರ್ ಓಡಿಸ್ಬೋದಾ ಅಂತ.
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಪಂಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅದು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪಂಪ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಪವರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಪವರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಪವರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಫ್ಯೂ ಲಕ್ಷ, ಒಂದು 3 HP ಗೆ ಒಂದು 2.5 lakhs ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ ದುಡ್ಡು? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಪವರ್ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪವರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಲಾಸಸ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ has done, okay, we will produce there only in the farms. Instead of giving electricity, I will use a power project. ನಾನೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಜನರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸೇಲ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಕೈಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ತೋಟಗಾರಿಕೆ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಅವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಟೆಂಡರ್ಸ್ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ, ತೋಟಗಾರಿಕಾ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ, ನಾಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆತರ ಕುಸುಮ್ ಯೋಜನಾ ಅಂತ, ಕುಸುಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮಿತ್ರನೋ ಸೂರ್ಯ, ಈ ತರ ಕಿಸಾನ್ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತೇನೋ, ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಟೆಂಡರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಜೈನ್ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್, ಟಾಟಾ ಪವರ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಿರ್ಲೋಸ್ಕರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ, ಈ ತರ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ. ಸೊ 50% ಅವರು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ನ 50% ಅಲ್ಲಿ 25% ನೀವು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನ 25% ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಲೋನ್, 5% ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಲೋನ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಈಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು 3 HP ಗೆ 3 kilowatt ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ರನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸನ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್
ಡೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಬಿಸಿಲು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಗಿಡ
ಯಾವ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ?
ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬೇಕು. ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸನ್ ಆಗೇನೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಬೇಕು, ಆಗ್ಲೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ತರ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೂನ್, ಜುಲೈ, ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ರೈತರಿಗೆ, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಷ್ಟು ರನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So whenever the summer, so whatever we are getting from the ground, what is that water actually?
Underground.
Ground water, same rain water only. Rain water ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು 200-300 ಫೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಅದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಈ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಇವನ್ ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇದೆ, 300-400 ಫೀಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, 800-1000 ವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್. ಅದು ಆ ವಾಟರ್ that is called fossil water that will deplete after some time, because that is for many years, millions of years, that water is trapped actually, and it is not good also. So whatever is there on the 200-300 or 500 feet maximum is always rechargeable. It will be rain barutte, male barutte, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಇಂಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪೆರಿನಿಯಲ್. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನೀರು ಇರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬೋರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಡೀಪರ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಓವರ್ exploitation of water and drilling borewell is happened in Bangalore, Kolar and different places. That is also not good. But solar will not, it is possible to take water that depth. Technology is possible. And 10 HP ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 1000 ಅಡಿ 1000 ಅಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ನಿಂತೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 2 ವರ್ಷ ನೀರೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ? ಸೊ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ನಮಗೆ 25 years ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ದು, 25 years ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಂದ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಿಂದ ಕರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಬೇಕು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ತರ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ನ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು, ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಡ್ರಿಪ್ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪಂಪ್. You will get it, but you have to apply for with those government organization. Okay, good question. Thank you very much. I think you should do something. Okay, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಕ್ವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಯಾರೊಬ್ರು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡಿಂದ, ಅಕ್ವಾ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಈರೋಡಿಂದ ಅಕ್ವಾ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಸ್ ಅ 10th standard guy, ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವನು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ ಸಮ್ ರೀಸನ್, ಬಟ್ ಈ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡೆನ್ಸ್. Very good language, he's got lot of knowledge. He searched somehow and he came, he asked several questions and he is telling that I want to do aquaculture and implement this. I want to, okay, I'm encouraging him, learn this, I'll give ideas how to use ಅಲ್ಲಿ aquaculture ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಪಂಪ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಪವರ್ ಇಸ್ ಚೀಪ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ರೈತರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ, ಆನಿಯನ್, ನಿಮ್ ಏನೇನ್ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಮೋರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗೋಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಮಧ್ಯದವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಇವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡು. ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಇನ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ವೆದರ್ ಯು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸ್, ಅದ್ರ ಬದಲು ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬೆಳಿಬೋದಾ? ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಹೌ ಟು ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನೀವು ನಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆನೂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. For example, somebody is telling, no, I am not interested at all. I only want to go to IT. So, okay, I will help you. You can contact me. Because namge tumba friend circle ide. But even I will tell you that how you can learn certain things like Infosys or on the free portal bittidare. You can learn certain courses like Python, C, C++ and Java and all without spending money. ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಜಾಬ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ BSc ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಬೇರೆ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ಸ್, only in India they are doing that. They all other 10th standard 12th standard people are working there, but in only India it is not done because of certain that 12 plus 14 years education ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So you people, if you get that analytical and language skill, you can go to that industry. Alva, adagin problem illa, because they are paying huge salary. Adunu madkondu neevu joteli idella madabodu. I'm telling you, like, okay, if you get some IT company join agi, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ IT ಕಂಪನಿ ಅವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ 80 to 90% ಆರ್ IT ಕಂಪನಿ ಅವರೇ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ IT ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು 5-10 ವರ್ಷ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಫೆಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸರ್ವ ಜನ ಈಗಲೇ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ರಿನ್ಯೂಯಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. This is what is happening. So if you go into big job, go. I'll help you. And still they are attached to this because they know that the future of our country is agriculture, renewable energy, and water conservation. Ee tara ide mentality. That's what I'm telling you. What they're thinking, I'm just passing on to you. Actually, 80 to 90% of my students ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So IT ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for addressing the questions. So I take this opportunity to thank you for giving so much of insights about today's topic. I also thank our principal for giving an opportunity and all the faculty members who have supported and see that this program has happened successfully. And I also thank all the students who took part in this webinar, and I hope you take the benefit of this webinar. And if anybody has anything to ask, you can contact Santosh sir or even the Govardhan sir. Thank you so much, sir. So
Okay.
round up this